Some people in here. Hello, Leah. Make you a panelist, actually. Jalen, what's up, my guy? How we doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, my man. It's been a great day so far. Got things moving.
Yes,
Go,
sir.
try to finalize terms with the seller on this horse farm I've been talking about.
Mm.
Uh, Working on some other deals with students as well. Things have been picking up some momentum. How is it on your side?
It's going pretty good on my side as well. I had another call with Bain earlier. To that multifamily I was telling you about yesterday.
Yeah.
Um, it's not looking like a deal, but that's good too because I got to learn something out of it.
There we go. That's what we're looking to do. That's why, you can come here, we can help you learn that versus a lot of wholesalers end up locking up deals and things like that that should have never been a deal, right? And so and
Right.
you're taking a risk and putting yourself out there that you don't need to. So that's why we're here. So good to know that you were able to learn. That's an important mindset to have there. Anything else working? Anything else you got started so far?
I'm getting a few things in the process. I will say I've been moving a little slow today. I've been spending some time with my girlfriend, so.
Right. That's as important or more important than anything, man. I gotta take time to recharge and do that on my side as well. This weekend I will definitely be spending some time with my girlfriend because I need a break. Your boy has been running ragged
You telling her I'm in a meeting?
for a while. Say that again.
No, I was talking to my sister.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Hey Sherry, how are you doing? You able to chat with us? Oh, and she's gone. She'll be back, I'm sure. Turn on the chat while we wait for a few others to join us. Let's see. Y'all come chat. Well, Sherry, looks like Sherry dropped off. Well, all right, Jalen. I love that you're always here right on time. It's always me and you in here at first. So, how can I help you, brother? You got access to me right now. So, what do you need the most, or what are you looking to learn right now that we can help guide you on?
Um, I would definitely like to learn just more about creative and exactly what he Bain was giving me a formula earlier as far as how to calculate if it's going to be a profit or a loss per month, but I would like to get more into the nitty-gritty of just understanding creative financing.
Okay, cool. Great, 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 great. Let me let them talk as well. So where to begin with creative finance? What's up, Cam? How you doing, man? You made it.
Going on?
How you doing, brother? I ain't talked to you in a couple of days.
I've been busy making calls. I'm
Hey, I heard
excited to
that.
hear these other thing that we got going on.
Yeah, dude. That's the cool thing about it is everybody's got their own lane, really. Everybody likes to do their own thing, which is cool, right? But what really takes is the proper guidance and structure on the backside, which is why I've been excited what we got going because with the right infrastructure, then people can build and scale and grow faster. And that's what I really love to see. So everybody has their own little strategies that they're putting together. We'll kind of talk through some of them. We're just kind of diving into it with Jalen a bit here, talking about creative finance in general, right? So one of the things, Jalen, first off with creative finance is there's really not any set rules. There's not like some box that you have to fit in to be defined as creative finance. There's a couple general things. First off, when you look at entering into or acquiring properties, you're looking at subject to or seller finance, right? Subject to meaning there's a mortgage already in place. We're going to take that over subject to the current terms that are already there. Their name is still going to stay on the mortgage. We're going to acquire the property. They are out. We take it over. They don't make any more payments. Seller finance is they have equity, whether free and clear, meaning 100% equity or partial equity, whatever that might be. And then they're wanting to seller finance that back to us over a period of time. Of course, we want to have as close to 0% interest as we can and just get to really make the numbers work, right? So you'll often see a hybrid of both of those as well. So they have a mortgage in place, but they also have some equity that they don't want to just lose. That's why they don't want to just take a really low cash offer. So instead, they would take hybrid where we take over the mortgage subject to, and then also seller finance the difference. So basically what we're, after we determine how we're going to enter into the property, then you have to determine what can it potentially make? What can it rent out as? What's our exit strategy for this? Are we going to bring in a tenant and rent it out? What are the local market rents? Is it going to cash flow? After paying the mortgage, paying the seller finance, or the combination of both, whatever that might be, are we going to be able to rent it like high enough to make any money? That's really what it comes down to. So it's kind of quick math when you look at it, right? Figure out what a comparable home or property in the area would go for on a rent level. Okay, if we're not going to be able to at least break even as a long-term rental, it's going to be very questionable as a deal, right? Very few people go buy properties that are exactly at even or below. There is some people that would for the tax benefits that come to that. So it's not like it's never an option, but obviously you want to put together deals that are going to cash flow and make money. Because what we want to look at this with creative finance, even as a wholesaler, even as you're just getting started, you want to look at it like, if I bought this property, would it be a good deal for me? Would I be excited about this? Right? If I run all the numbers and it's an exact break even, would I want to buy this? No, because it's always going to cost more than you think it is. Always. Doesn't matter what it is in life, just keep that as a rule of thumb. No matter how much you think it's going to cost, it's going to cost more. So if we're projecting to break even, I know if from my experience in business, that means we're projected for me to take a loss. We got to always have enough of a buffer that we can know we're going to make money. Now, there's a lot of other exit strategies. It doesn't have to be a long-term rental, but if that's your starting point, if that's your baseline and you know, hey, this at least breaks even or makes money as a long-term rental, then that means other exit strategies only stand to be able to make it more profitable. So then you have to be able to determine what type of deal can I make this? So maybe we look at a property and an example property that comes to mind is one in Orlando that I was working with another sub-2 student on, 6-bedroom house, right? My first thought with a 6-bedroom house is pad split, midterm rental, right? Specifically pad split. I have a relationship with pad split. So that's who I would work with to do this midterm rental structure. What that means is with this property, just so that you know, it would never cash flow as a long-term rental. It's not structured in a way with its current mortgage where we could really make any money on it as a long-term rental. So it wouldn't necessarily look like a good deal at first. But when you look at it as a midterm rental, because A, he's already renting out 4 of the 6 bedrooms, he lives in 2 of them downstairs, rents out the top 4. So I'm like, all right, he's already running it as a midterm rental. So now he's going to move out. We're going to add at least those 2 bedrooms. But with pad split, it's a lot about conversion of other empty space, like a living room or a dining room that's not really going to be used in a midterm rental that way, because they're not really like, they're not, family living in a house together. They're like apartments, individual apartments. So you don't need to have a dining room in the apartment complex. So we're going to turn it into another bedroom, right? So that 6-bedroom property will probably turn into around 9 units, 9 total bedrooms, for the lack of a better way to do it. And then there's also a garage that has some space as well. So now when I look at it, we say, okay, if each unit is going to rent for $1,000 a month, now we're looking at bringing in $9,000 a month in revenue. So now we're definitely going to cash flow, right? So the thing about creative finance is you just got to know how to use it on the front side and then what your different options are on the backside in regards to exit strategies. And then you got to just sit and make it a deal. You got to sit and look at it from all different angles. You bring it back to me, bring it back to the team leaders, whoever you got around you, and just kind of talk it out. We literally just did this a bit ago with Matt and Danny and Bain, kind of just going through one of the deals that Matt is working on. You look at it this way, you're like, I don't think it's going to work like that. And then somebody else has an idea, and you look at it this way, you're like, I don't think it's going to work like that. And then you're like, oh, wait, check this out. And then you find out how it works, right? So you just kind of got to keep chopping it up until you find the right thing. Does that give you some guidance on that?
Yes, sir. Most definitely. I'm taking notes right now.
Awesome, dude. Awesome, awesome. What's up, Matt?
What up?
I know you got Cam excited to hear a little bit about how you're generating some of the opportunities. Cam's like always hustling, trying to find the good leads. So when I made that post in our group chat, I know he was interested. So do you mind sharing a little bit about kind of what you've been doing, what kind of outreaches you've been doing?
Sorry, one second. I just got off the phone with the agent and
No,
another partner. We're trying to lock up the 18 unit.
nice.
Um,
Oh, good.
okay,
Well,
sorry. Say that again.
Well, basically, just kind of share a little bit about what you've been doing as far as outreaches that have been working for you. You've obviously been getting some traction, getting a lot of good conversations, and it's been leading to some cool things growing for all of us together. So I know others like Cam are interested in hearing, what kind of opportunities are you finding? How are you finding them?
Yeah. Okay. So honestly, you guys are gonna love this. I find stuff on Zillow, and I type everything I find on Zillow. I will type that address in on PropStream, and I'll look at linked properties and stuff, and I'll use that as conversation piece. I'll be like, you know, this property looks awesome, like conditions great. You've done such a great job with photos. You're the real estate professional here. You're crushing it. Just butter them up, and then I say, well, this looks like something that would really work for our team. Um, and then if I see linked properties and stuff, I always like to mention. Plus, we're hungry. We're looking for a lot of properties. So if your seller has anything else that they would like to sell, you know, and that's kind of how I go about that conversation. I just have a lot of conversations, and I've even had some where it's like one is listed and they're not going to consider seller finance. I'm like, well, then I bring up a third party story like, well, we had one seller selling one duplex, but then we told them we wanted more properties. They said they actually had 16 more. So it's like, well, now we've changed the conversation from one cash sale at a time to we'll take all of them at once and we'll give you a higher down payment. And that's kind of what I've been doing. Going
So
on Zillow and finding active agents with active listings. And I use that listing as a conversation piece. And then I just say, I lean on my partners and speak with confidence that we'll probably take anything they've got.
Mhm. Which is what gets them to present stuff to you, right? And so one of the things that I want to point out that he mentioned right there was a little bit higher down payment. So the thing that kind of ties back into what we're just speaking on with creative finance is that there's not many rules. There's really not any rules. There's not any boxes to stay into. So it's just a matter of like, what's a good deal that I can get this person to agree to that's also going to be a good deal for me? Or whoever is going to buy this property. Of course, we're going to look at it like we're going to be the ones that are going to buy it, whether we are or not. So we want to always structure it like we're the ones. So what's a good deal for me? What's a good deal for the seller? How can we meet in the middle? What's up, Cam?
Yeah, so I've been kind of surfing through Zillow too. I mean, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of properties. I mean, Matt, how are you filtering through those, or are you just kind of hitting on each one and calling the agents?
So I will filter out my single family and multifamily searches separately because whenever you play with the bed and bath count for single family, it messes things up with the multifamily, and same with the price structuring as well. Um, I will do I'll separate them out with different price, and then I'll sort by newest, and then I'll go to the last page, and I'll start calling all of the oldest ones. And then
Yeah, I was trying to
whenever
see if
you,
there's a way. Sorry, I
uh,
was trying to see if there's a way to see kind of an easy way to see what's been up for a while, but it's
yeah,
Yeah,
easy.
so
Zillow
if you go
search,
to,
you can filter by that, by days listed.
you can do the days listed. I will take out all townhome. I will just leave single family, multifamily too, and then hide the 55 plus communities. And then I will sometimes I'll use days on market, or I'll just go ahead and leave them all open if it's a smaller search. and I'll go all the way to the last page and start dialing the oldest ones. And then also whenever there's like where you can add the keywords at the very bottom, I will go in and I'll type package, and then I'll filter through because either it's in the description, it'll either say add to your package or selling as a package. And that's how I'm finding a lot of these package deals with 25 single family homes, 39 single family homes, multiple duplexes for sale. That's how I'm finding these. And then I'll delete package and then I'll type in motivated. I'll save all the motivated ones. I'll go call them because it always says motivated seller. And so, in 30 minutes, all of a sudden you've got a list of 50 to 60 houses saved, and then you just call them.
That's
Boom.
awesome. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's going to help out a lot.
And because I specifically I've been going after the bigger portfolios and everything. It just sounds way more fun to me to target the bigger deals.
Sure.
Very G money of you, Matt. Very G money of you. I fuck with that a lot. I mean, that's what I feel like too. And Matt, and a lot of the things that we've been working on between the horse farm that I've been getting very close to finishing, and a lot of deals that you've been working on, we've been having a lot of these conversations, and it's really pushing towards what I'm going to start calling the G money method. Right? Everybody else gets to say their damn thing. It's going to be what we do, right? It's like we're going to focus on bigger opportunities, and we're going to be creative with the way that we do it. Right. So again, to kind of tie back into what we were talking about with creative financing, there isn't a bunch of rules. So Matt said a little bit higher down payment. A lot of people, but really there's two directions that most of these owners are going to get offers. They're either going to get a very minimal cash down offer from a creative finance investor or a heavily discounted cash price from a just standard wholesaler. These are what they're accustomed to getting. So they either know they're going to take a big discount or they're willing to just finance it over time and not get a lot of cash up front. For a lot of people, that doesn't work. Go ahead. Actually,
I've had so many conversations where you're the sixth person to say seller finance. And I'm like, well, ours are a little bit different. We like to offer a higher down payment. I'm sure you've heard the less than 10% entry call. We hate it. It's like, okay, I'm here to offer you a larger down payment. And just in general, that gets them interested in the phone call to go further. You can always slide in that 10% entry later too. Be like, here's our 10% entry offer. Here's our 25 to 40% entry offer. Here's our, and so on. Just get them on the phone, get them comfortable and used to the idea of the creative finance itself. And then you could have that lower offer. And then they have something that they can choose. Give them some options.
For sure. And I think also you kind of made another good point there. They are accustomed to hearing certain things. And so they hear seller finance. They're like, whoa. A bunch of people have already messaged us. We don't want that. Right. But you also don't have to leave with those terminology. Right. So you can say things like, we actually have a pretty unique business model. There's not a lot of people that do what we do. That's why we were super excited to chat, because we are actually able to offer you a whole lot more down, and then you kind of transition into whatever, right? So one of the things that by being flexible with what we're choosing to structure offers as, we can be more intriguing to them. So when you come to somebody who's been hearing, I want to give you 5% down, or I want to give you 70% of your total value, or 60% of your total value, or whatever they've been getting, right? You come to them and say, I want to give you 30% down. I want to give you 50% down and finance the rest. Now they're like, okay, that's a much more significant offer. You're not asking me to take a big discount, but you're also still giving me a big chunk up front. So
it sounds like you have skin in the game at that point.
Exactly. Right. So when I go to, for example, I'm going to go after this to the farm. Me and Bain are going to go actually sit down with the seller and kind of try to finalize the terms. And I'm not going to go in here and I'm not going to say, hey, I want you to seller finance me $1.5 million. That's not what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to negotiate from a position of what I have to do, right? Look, so for my business to work here, Rick, in order for this to work, Mr. Seller, what I got to do is I got to have some cash in hand to renovate. Like, you understand, there's a lot of things that I got to do to this property to bring it up. There's a lot of process involved, and that costs a lot of money. I know that you want to get money in hand too. So what I need to do to make this work is come in and be able to give you 50% down. I want to pay off your mortgage. I want to give you $1 million cash, right? So again, I'm going to focus on the good things. I'm going to pay off your mortgage. I'm going to give you $1 million cash in hand. And then for the next 36 months, I'm going to pay you $5,000 a month. At the 36-month marker, I'm going to give you another $1 million and some change. That will allow me to stay lean enough in our business model to do what we need to do to make this property cash flow the way that we need it to. So this is a win-win solution that I put together here, right? He's not taking a fat loss. He's not sitting around and not getting payments. And it checks off every box, right? But if I come into him and I offer him, hey man, so what I would like to do is, you know, just seller finance 1.5 million and then we'll give you this, right? It's all in how you package it up. The words seller financing don't sound as good as I want to give you $1 million and pay off your mortgage. What am I focusing on? I'm focusing on the good things that they benefit from, and then we'll tail in, right, what the rest looks like. Because if I lead with the same other things that people are saying, they're going to have that same friction that other people are feeling, right? So it's all about how you present and package your offer. You don't want to be just another investor, just another one of those sub two guys. You ever heard that, Matt? People identify you as a sub two student immediately.
Exactly. I even had some people where I talk about leaving the debt in the seller's name and we take over. And they say, "Is this that sub two stuff?" I always be like,
Here's my favorite.
I say I don't like to call it the sub two stuff because those are I'll say something about like those guys are all a bunch of YouTube whatevers, you know. I'll just like side with them and say that I didn't believe it at first, and then my partner's done over 30 deals like this in the last month. He's got 6 in escrow right now. Crazy. I thought it was illegal. That's my sub two pitch.
What's funny to me is even more than that, people will say like, "You're one of those Pace Morby guys, aren't you?" It's like Pace is creative finance, you know? So like all they know is that Pace guy talks about that stuff. So like you have to be able to identify yourself as being a different person than the army of others that are out there reaching out to them. What's up, Jamal? How you doing, brother?
You know me, man, rocking through the storm, man. I'm digging everything you said. I didn't want to miss the meeting. You know, I'm in kind of transition right now, doing some things with the wife. But one thing I just want to bring to the attention, right? I dig sub two. I dig sub two, but I know that it doesn't fit every deal. So you have to really do the research on the deals that it fit. But linking with brother Jamar, I'm into cross segregation also, especially on bigger deals. When you can get some cross segregation strategies going, and that way we can save a little bit of money on the deal, make the seller happy in the process. I don't want to break it all down, but like with innovations, I think now is the time, especially in the economy, is to have as many options as you can. Excuse me, one bullet in the gun don't do much. But if you got 3, 4, you can do some damage. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't got no problem with sub two, but I know it is a fit situation. It has to be like you just talked, Dad. It has to be pitched properly. You got to do it bang, and you guys, I know you all know, the guys here know that. But it definitely has to be pitched properly. So I think one thing I like to do, and I'm gonna have a Zoom, and I'll invite you guys in on talking the strategies for all types of deals, not just residential, mobile home park, storage unit, all the stuff that I'm into, all the stuff that I do. And like I said, I'm getting to where I want to be, but I know it's gonna take knowledge, time, and understanding that all deals don't fit every situation. But I love you, brothers, man. I'm here listening, y'all.
Hey, I appreciate you being here, Jamal, for sure. Absolutely, dude. So like that's exactly it, right? I want you guys, people like get scared of creative finance and all of these different things and like think it's really hard. I want you guys to think about a tool belt, right? You know, a contractor out on the job site, got a tool belt on. He's got his hammer, he's got a screwdriver, he's got a whatever the fuck else goes in a tool belt. I ain't got one. Surprise, I work with my hand. I don't work with my hands, I work with my brain. Regardless, we've got a tool belt, right? One of these tools we pull out is a cash wholesale offer. This is going to be a hammer. We're going to hit them over the head, boom, with a real low offer, right? Very few people want that. You have to be in a position in life that has some pain at the end of the day. There has to be something that is hurting you in life that makes you have to or desire to get rid of this property at a significantly discounted rate. Think about it, guys. If you owned a house right now and I came to you and said, hey, I want to give you 55 cents on the dollar. I want to give you 55% of what your house is worth today to buy it. You're going to say, get off of my front porch, right? But if you're about to lose this house and it's your only option,
house.
you will take that, right? That's just the way that it goes with the cash wholesale offer, right? You got to have the pain. Now, if you don't have that much pain, it doesn't mean you don't want to sell your house, but you might need a different type of tool. And this is where creative finance comes in. Maybe it's a straight sub two. Maybe they just need like a one that we have been learning a lot about recently on this side is the VA loan, right? So this is some little game I got last night at the Orlando sub two meetup. Somebody dropped on me as well that I'll pass on to you guys here. You can go on my man Bowser, by the way. Really cool guy. You guys, I'll drop his socials. I'll intro him in the chat soon. Basically, you can go pull the list on PropStream of VA loans, houses with a VA loan on it, right? Now, I didn't, as of like a month ago, I wasn't even aware you could do a sub two on a VA loan, but they come in with zero down almost all the time on a VA loan. So if they then get told they have to move to another place, they just bought this house, they have no equity. They don't really have much bargaining chips. They just need to get out of this so they're not paying another mortgage. And we can take that over sub two, little to no money down. Now we have this property, we put somebody in it, we rent it, we make money, right? So if you want to go find some other opportunities, search for people with VA loans that have little equity and reach out to them, period. And that's that simple, right? Now, for that person, a sub two deal is going to be great, right? Because it's going to allow them to alleviate paying a second mortgage that they're not living at the house. Maybe they don't want to be a landlord. They have no desire to put a tenant in there. So their best solution is going to be subject to, right? But then maybe you have somebody like grandpa who's lived in this house that he built 50 years ago, and he's got to downsize because his wife passed away recently, but he's not willing to like just give it away for a cash price. So instead, you know, what might be best for this guy is seller finance, where we give him a small chunk down, right? Because maybe grandpa's 80 years old. He doesn't need $500,000 at one time. He needs a little chunk to live on, and his recurring bills are covered by all the money he's making every month with a seller finance agreement, right? So now he had all this equity, right? He probably paid $17 for this house 55, 65 years ago, whatever it is. Now he's got $3,000 a month that he's making recurring because it's now worth $500,000, right? Like maybe seller finance is the best solution or a hybrid of both of them, right? So you've got 50% of your house paid off and 50% of it's still on a mortgage. You're not willing to give up the 50% equity, but you are willing to take it in payments over time and you finance that back, right? So it's just about being creative in what you look at it. Now, as we were talking about here with Matt, having a little bit of flexibility with offering higher front side, right, is more appealing sometimes, right? So the reason why a lot of people avoid the Morby method, and the Morby method, by the way, is basically like the infrastructure of what I'm adding on top of what we will soon be kind of rolling out to teach people as the G Money method. It's the only creative finance strategy that involves leveraging credit. But you guys know me, I'm all about doing it as lean as possible. So we're actually doing this method currently on this horse farm, which involves me pulling in a credit sponsor, right? So what that looks like is I'm going to bring in, you could use the term credit sponsor, or you could use the money or term private money partner, because really we're partnering together on this deal. He'll be able to make 15% of the cash flow. And when we refinance out down the road, he'll make 50% of that spread as well, right? So I'm able to offer this seller 50% down. Of course, he'll use a portion of that to pay off his current mortgage, and then he'll walk away with $1 million. And then we're going to offer him $5,000 a month for a 36-month balloon. And at the 36-month mark, he'll walk away with another $1.1 million. So pretty juicy terms to this seller, right? Because he recently got an offer of like what was it? Like 2.1 or $2.2 million, like a cash offer for $2.2 million. So think about that. That's his alternative offer. I didn't have to hit him over the head with a hammer. Somebody else hit him over the head with a hammer. He said, there's no way I'm doing that. I'll just wait and sell it to a builder for 3.4, whatever, right? That he had an offer from previously. He said, but there's no way that I'm going to sell it that cheap on cash. So I said, okay, well, let's put together something better. And now he's going to walk away with $1 million up front and a million and change on the road. So that 2.2 that somebody else offered him, he's still going to make that, and he's going to pay off his mortgage, and he's going to make $5,000 a month for the next 36 months as well. So that's just additional on top of him. So he's making more than he would make from somebody else. We're getting into it cheaper than having to come with the full 3 million. And side note on that deal, we're going to make around the total spread before factoring in partners and everybody else is around $600,000 on the front side. It'll cash flow around $1,500 a month. And then in about 36 months, 24 to 36 months, we'll refinance out and have another roughly $400,000 spread that will get split out amongst partners, as is right now, assuming it doesn't dramatically increase in value as we add to it. So how about that for a hell of a deal, right? If I would have went into it with just, hey, I got to give you 5% down, like I want to give it, or I want to give you $150,000 down and finance the rest, he would have said, get out of here, right? And he's old, right? He already told me he doesn't want to do, and he doesn't want to have debt in his name at this age. So like it's important to have a consolidated term that he has the debt. So like he didn't want to do sub 2 because he wouldn't want to still have that in his name. So if I came to him and offered just that tool, that wouldn't have worked for him, and I'd have lost this deal, right? So the thing about creative financing is just looking at it on how can I accomplish what this person wants and what I want in a way that's a win-win deal. That's what it comes down to. And I think when you focus on that, then you're not playing with your own pocket. So I know you might say, hey, I don't have 50%. I don't have $1.5 million to put down. Well, guess what? I'm not putting 1.5 million cash into this thing. We're using a DSCR loan, and we're using private money for everything else that we need, a credit sponsor to qualify for the DSCR. There's no excuses. You're out there, like you might try to hit me with some like, oh, I don't have this or I can't do that. It doesn't matter. You can do these deals if you have the right pieces. If you connect to the right people, if you come back to me and we search hard enough to find the sponsor or the private money or whatever, we'll put together a deal. You can make these deals happen. And, Matt's moving on some with his other team, and pretty soon we're going to be putting offers together from this side as well. So the bigger the thing, the more money you stand to make. So why not do that, right? That's my perspective on it. What's up, Chels? You made it. Can you talk? I got like 4 water bottles over here every
I
time.
don't know if you're gonna be able to hear me, bro. I'm joined in through hotspot right now, so
I
I
can hear
don't know
you.
if I'm gonna disconnect. Yeah, it's just because I just came a little bit closer, like to try to make it not so choppy.
Oh,
But
good.
yeah, man, I'm here. I just wanted to kind of tune in and listen. I'm about to drop my son off at school right now. He had half a day, so I'm like looking forward to jumping back in. Aaliyah just sent me some recordings, so I'm gonna listen through them in the car, and I don't know, I'm excited. I feel like I often wake up like this though, like I don't know, Garrett, that water well like analogy you said to me was just so fucking spot on about like just breaking through. It really was like. And then, I saw that water well. You know how I am with like universe and
Yeah.
like aligning and shit. And I'm like,
Well, let me tell everybody else about this because it's a great analogy for everybody to learn from as well, right?
yeah.
So some of you are younger, some of you are older. You probably will recognize a pump, a well, right? Like in the ground, sticking up. You got the little handle, right? You go, you lift it the first time, no water comes out, right? You lift it the second time, no water comes out. You got to keep pumping the thing, right? And at first, it's hard. You got to put some effort into it. Then it gets a little bit easier, and then the water breaks through, and then all of a sudden it flows. And then every once in a while, you got to pump it, right? And it doesn't take near the amount of effort. It's not near as much friction, right? But if you're not willing to do the hard pumping early on, you never get to the flow. And so many people, listen, y'all, so many people never get to the flow. They pump a few times, they make a few calls, they do it for a week, they do it for 2 weeks, right? And they're like, oh, I didn't get a deal, and they give up, right? But what they don't know is they were 2 pumps away from what they were looking for, right? And that I see people do this over and over again in all aspects of life, right? Not just in cold calling, in fitness, in any number of business development opportunities. People are trying, they're building and they're trying, and then they give up. And what they don't know is that they were just about to get there, right? And so the key in life to anything is to just keep going. Do the hard stuff early on and keep on doing it, because eventually you'll catch that momentum. And you guys are starting to see some of that momentum happen for us right now from Dealmakers Academy. Guys, 12 months ago, me and Chelsea were slinging solar panels. I've been doing solar energy and lead generation for solar companies for years, and Chelsea had too from the call center side as well. We've been working together. And 12 months ago, really at this point in time, is when I knew I kind of hated what I was doing and I wanted to stop. I knew that I was tired of working with roofers. I was tired of working with solar companies. I knew I needed to find something better. I have been putting in and pumping effort for 10 years online, doing all kinds of different things, having some success and then failing miserably, and then having bigger success and then failing again, and then keeping it going, right? It's been up and down, and there's always different hurdles, but you got to keep pumping, right? Because once you start to catch that momentum, it really, really carries you, right? So thank you for bringing that up, Chelsea. That's a great analogy to share with everybody. Jamal, what's up, man?
Yeah, which by the way, okay, then just to say that this, like, I've lived in my house that I live in for 20 years, okay, maybe 15, maybe 20. And I have a little 2-year-old daughter now who's like constantly running down to my neighbor's house to go see their horse and their donkey, okay? And I'm just like running after her one day and I see this water well. And like, I'm just thinking of Garrett and this analogy and I start pumping, okay? And I'm
Yeah.
friggin' pumping.
Oh, we're losing you a bit there, Chelsea.
Bro, you a genius, man. You a genius. I'm on Oasis, right? And I just looked for the VA. I just said, give me a VA strategy for sub two.
Oh,
Simple
sorry,
stuff.
Chelsea.
Work with a VA approved real estate agent. They have access to ML listings and can filter VA loans.
I just wanted to feel what it felt like to break through. And it did, and it started flowing. And it was just, I just got to break through.
Hold on,
Like,
guys.
and there's
Hold on,
nobody
hold on,
mad
hold on.
at
We
me.
got lots
I'm
of people
already
talking
doing
here.
all of that. It's already what I'm doing. So that fits perfectly, man. Whoever gave you that strategy is a genius, man.
All right, hold
Genius
on.
stuff
I
right there.
missed part of that. Chelsea cut up for a bit, and so when she came back, I think she was talking over you. So, first off, let Jamal finish real quick. So, Jamal, what was that you're saying?
Oh yeah, I just ran this through my AI system called Oasis, right? That's how I do all my stuff. All the stuff you see me do, is combined with a bunch of other AI entities, so it can give me quick answers. And it's basically what I'm already doing in finding the VA property. The first, work with a VA approved real estate agent. They have access to the MLS listing. You can filter VA properties to you quickly, VA loan properties. Utilize the online real estate marketplaces, Zillow Realtor, Trulia, Redfin, all of that. But they have a filter for VA loans. I never even looked at that before. And of course, check the local county record. So what you telling us, we already doing. We just already have to add a step into it to get the VA loan. And I read all this stuff, all the legal terminology, man. It's solid, bro. That's a solid play, man. So another bullet in my gun. Thank you, brother.
There we
Appreciate
go.
you.
Of course, bro. Go ahead and get some of them sub two VA loan deals and bring them our way. Actually, me and Bain got the pleasure of going through a very thorough breakdown of the VA process from my friend Jackson Pierce, sub two student. I think he actually goes by Jack, but Jackson just sounds cooler, so I think we call him Jackson. Um, he's a great guy. He actually has purchased several homes himself from a VA with a VA loan. He did a great job of explaining the entitlement process to us. So I actually have a recording of that meeting that I can definitely let you guys watch. We'll add it to our library on the Academy so that you guys can check that out, because it's a really thorough breakdown of helping somebody understand how they can use their entitlement, which I'm not really going to dive into right now because it's quite thorough, but I will soon be bringing Jack on here to give a full rundown of that as well. So in the meantime, if you go find some opportunities, you call some of these VA loan sellers and you get somebody that's interested and open to sub two, let's get on the phone with them and let's structure the deals. We'll even pull in Jack if we need to and just kind of partner with him. That's what I love about being a deal maker, guys. You just pull in the right piece. You let them do it with you or for you one time. Take a smaller piece. And the next time, you know how to do it now. And you don't have to keep going back and forth and need people as many times. So this is something that I've done consistently through this journey in real estate so far. And it's something I recommend to y'all as well. So if you need help with these, bring them back in. Of course, with all the deal makers, we'll be helping you structure those offers. So that's great to hear, man. Glad to hear that you found some value in that already. What's up, Daniel?
Shit, cruising to the other office.
Cruising to the other office. Managing multiple things. I love it, dude. Hustling all the time.
Yeah, I won't be coming to this office anymore. We just closed up the Kava stuff, so we're gonna be rolling out that brand into the Kava lounges and all that good stuff. So I'll be
Nice.
sitting at the desk 24/7 soon. Outside of going to the gym and all my other stuff.
There we go. There we go. We got to get you some more deals to help underwrite and structure offers, get more sellers to be talking to and closing deals. So I'm excited for it, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I think we'll get one of Matt's closed up 100%.
Oh yeah, dude. It comes down to numbers, right? Like it just really comes down to how many people you talking to and how
That's
many
life,
offers
baby.
you have.
Did you
Everything in
guys
life.
see the updated message that I sent to you guys in the group? I added Bain to it. The agent got back to me and said that they have 18 of those units under contract as of yesterday.
Okay. So somebody already got to 18 of them, but there's still like what, 90 more, 80 something more?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if there are 18 duplexes, then that would be 36 out of the 112. So,
Okay.
I mean, yeah, still
70.
70-ish.
Hello, iPhone. I love how it does this.
It's me, Gregory, again. I was on Facebook, but I was on Facebook
I
Live,
just
but I
read your
just joined it.
message. Yeah, I'm gonna rename you here so I can know who we're talking to. Yeah, I just read your thing about the fruit farm. So, all right, you got me intrigued, right? Two reasons why. I love, as G Money, I love things that make money. I love businesses. I love real estate that has revenue driving opportunities tied to it. So when you tell me a fruit farm, I'm like, all right, what's that mean? Now I'm a banana dealer. Now we slinging things, right? So tell me what you got with this fruit farm.
Yeah, so basically it's a fruit farm in Miami. I don't think they got bananas, but they got like exotic.
It's probably oranges. We in Florida.
And nah, they got hella exotic fruits like
Oh, we got the exotics, boy.
yeah, we got they got the
Out here.
exotics.
That Zaza. They got the Zaza out here, baby. Tell
And
me what.
basically they wanted 50% down, so I kind of shied away from it. And I think I think they wanted 500,000 for it, and then they wanted 50% down. So I had tried to talk them down to the 10% thing, but they wasn't going for it. So I think I had kind of shied away from it.
Right. You see,
But it's
exactly.
already cash flowing. But I like what you said about how, the 10% down is not like people aren't necessarily going to take 10% down.
Yeah, right. There's got to be some reason why. There's got to be some pain why they would take just such a, right? Because the other route is they can just wait longer. It's like, are you willing to trade money for time? If they can wait longer, they'll make more money. If they need money right now, they'll take less and just get out of it. So if they said 50% down, that means we can probably get to around 30% down. If the reason why, like we said at 50 with what Matt was talking about, is because we already shot lower and that's coming up a little bit higher, right? Really, ideally, we would want to be around 30 to 40% down. Still going to be significantly higher than what others are offering, but it's going to be low enough that we can often get paid a good chunk to acquire. Remember, I told you we're going to make 600K spread on the horse farm. So for something like this, if it's a 500K total asking price and we're able to get 30K or 30% down, I'm sorry. So that's what 150K that they would get in the pocket, right? And if we were able to make some money there, I'd have to obviously look at the property and see what exactly it looks like, but that's how it would generally be structured in some way like that.
Okay.
But Miami sounds more to me like value as land. Like what part of Miami is it in, or where is it at?
It's in Southwest Miami, and it is they're selling the land, but it comes with a fruit farm on it, basically.
Mm-hmm. Can you send me the address real quick?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
You got a guy down there that builds out basically like he's got a property down there with over like 300 different plants, fruit trees, and all that stuff.
All right, look, guys, we're getting closer to a deal here. Let me see what we got. Check. You gonna send it on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm trying to locate it. Give me 1 second. I'll send it on Facebook. Give me 1 second.
I'll keep an eye on it.
All right.
But cool. So I like the sounds of it already, and like we are just talking about, the land itself, depending on the location, you might be able to just flip the land and make a significant amount of money off of a deal like that. So the thing is, like, even I was thinking about this earlier. We were talking. I never actually spit it out. Was at was it Squad Up Summit or was it Clever Summit? One of the two events that I went to. Somebody was speaking. I think it was Chris Crone at Clever Summit. Talked about no, it wasn't. It was Pace, definitely. It was Pace at one of the two. Regardless, talked about how after looking at a deal every which way, somebody said, "But what if you knock it down?" And then they realized that actually knocking the house down and selling the land and parceling out was the actual exit they needed to do. But it just kind of took some time to get to the right thing, right? So this is what it means, right? You got to keep looking at it, keep chopping it up, keep showing it to somebody different. Let them give you a different perspective and see, oh, wait, maybe this isn't what to do. Maybe we parcel this out and sell it as individual properties for people to build on. You never know, right? So I'm excited to see where that is at.
All right, give me 1 second.
Let's see what we got here. I'm excited to see this. Miami is a fun place. There's Bane. What's up, man? You driving this way?
Yeah, we're in the car right now, bro.
I love it. Exciting. Jamal, you got your hand raised. You got a question or something? Or was that from earlier? Probably from earlier. I'll lower you here quick. Well, let's see. You got us all on the edge here, Gregory.
I'm still trying to locate it. It might have sold, to be honest with you.
Okay, you can send it to me later. We'll break it down
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
That's
All
the
right,
kind of
okay.
perspective that I want you guys to take with it, right? Is like, it's not any one thing, any one way. It doesn't have to be 10%, doesn't have to be 5%, doesn't have to be 50%, right? The key is getting to a deal, a deal in which we all win, us and the seller and everybody else involved, private money lender, whoever it is, credit sponsor, whatever that might be, having a win-win all around is what matters. And once you get there, it gets a lot easier to get the deal done, because then you come to me, right? You say, hey, I've got this deal. I need 50% down, but it's going to cash flow from day one. And we're going to underwrite it together. We're going to see, hey, if we go get the debt on this, is it still going to cash flow? How leveraged are we going to be? We're going to over leverage on the property. We're going to owe more than the property is worth. What's our exit strategy? We kind of underwrite it all together. And then we work backwards. I've already got a lot of people that are wanting to do deals. I've got people that are willing to do the credit sponsor role. I've got people that are in the private money role currently and willing to partner on deals as well. So if we're getting good opportunities, it gets really, really easy to find the other backside. When you don't have good opportunities and when it's not a good deal structure, you're not going to find what you're looking for on capital raising on the other side. Let's see, Jalen, what you about to do today, my man? What you about to put out as far as calls today?
The sky is the limit. Honestly, I normally go to bed around 9 or 10 o'clock, so I'll be
Got
going.
all day.
Yeah, literally.
Cool. Here's something I was chatting a bit last night at the meetup. I was talking to some folks about commitment, right? Somebody asked me about the self-confidence that I have and like how I am who I am, right? And I was breaking it down, and what it really comes down to is commitment, right? I make commitments to myself, I make commitments to others, and I uphold them, right? I say what I'm gonna do, and I do that shit. Anybody that knows me knows that that's like who I am. I don't say things that I'm not going to do. I don't say things that don't come to fruition. Now, it might take longer than I said it was going to take. It might look different than I thought it was going to look. But if I said it, I meant it and I did it, right? So this is why I post. Somebody asked me yesterday, why do you post the sauna every morning? Because I've committed to myself and to others that I show up every day and do the hard stuff. So every day I check in, right? Every day I let people know, yo, rent paid, yo, I dues paid. I did the damn thing, right? The one thing I want each of you guys to start to do is make commitments to yourself and uphold them, right? So don't say, I'm going to make calls for 9, 10 hours a day, or I'm going to make 100 dials, and then you make 15, right? Because then you made a commitment to yourself that you fell short of. And that is where lack of self-confidence comes from, right? Because if you can't even hold yourself accountable to commitment, why would you believe in yourself? Why would you think that you can do these things? You already told yourself you were going to do something, you didn't do it. So when you say you're going to make $1 million, why would you believe that one, right? But when I tell myself we're building $100 million business right now, I don't have any question marks. I don't doubt it. I don't think that there's any reason why I wouldn't, because everything else that I say, I do. Every other commitment I make to myself, I show up and I do. Therefore, I can also hold myself accountable to the bigger goals that I know that we'll get to. So what I want you guys to start to do is set those goals for yourself. You guys have all probably heard me say 50 calls a day being a good marker. When I was in the gym, I had to make 50 calls a day. Let me be honest with you guys. I didn't make 50 phone calls a day. I was selling gym memberships all damn day. I didn't have time to do that, right? I probably made 25 legitimate phone calls a day. And I faked 25 phone calls a day because my regional manager made us have to have the system say 50 a day. And I told him, I'm not going to hit 50 a day. He said, your system's going to say that you hit 50 a day. And I said, yes, sir. And I said, that was it, right? So do I think 50 is a great number? Absolutely. Do I think that every single day you're going to consistently hit 50 phone calls? Maybe not, right? But what I would do is set a goal for yourself every day. It might vary every day. You might have more time one day and you're like, yo, today I'm hitting 50 conversations, no matter how long I'm on the phones. You might have that day. But the next day, you might not have the energy level to do that if you did that all day long. And maybe something else came up and you had time with your girl at night and blah, 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 blah. So the next morning you wake up and you're like, you know what? Today I'm gonna hit 20 calls. I'm gonna hit 20, I'm gonna check the box. Now you're at 17 phone calls and you're like, oh, I want to stop. You get to the goal, right? Now, if you're at 17 phone calls and you want to stop and you got to get to 50, you know you're not going to do it. Then you give up. Which one is better, right? Be realistic with yourselves. Set reasonable goals that you're going to hit every day and do that shit and steadily increase it. Steadily challenge yourself for the next level. But I really want to see you guys be able to find success. And success is going to come from operating with confidence. And that's going to start with holding yourself accountable to commitments and making these things happen, right? So this is one thing that I got on a roll a bit last night talking about, because like I never ever even think about like the confidence that I have versus some people not, right? And like I don't manufacture it. It's not like I try hard. I just believe in myself. And like people don't always ask you that kind of question. Like, why do you believe in yourself so much? Why are you so confident? Or how did you get to be that way? And I'm like, well, it's because I do the damn thing that I said I'm going to do every day. I wake up and I say I'm going to do the stuff and we do it, right? So these are the things I want you guys to start to apply to your own lives as well, because once you begin to build that consistency and that commitment internally, then you can not only hold others more accountable as well, but in turn, you will draw in more people that more align with what you're trying to grow towards instead of the things that you're growing away from. So there's my soapbox for the day, guys. You get me rolling, we'll get going every day.
Well, in that case, I could definitely commit to 20 calls today.
There we go. There we go. The thing about it is you start to have some success, then you're like, you know what? I'm going to make 25. And that's the thing about it. You're realistic with yourself. You're like, you know, I'm going to hit 20. Then you can, I got a little second win. I'm going to do a little bit extra and still be better, right? Versus I'm going to do 50 and then still fall short at 25, right? Like it's just going to be mentally, the psychology behind it is going to pay off for you more to have a win. You got to win. I set my goal. I did my goal. That's a win. Mark the win and enjoy it. And then it'll keep building for you. Well, guys, anybody got anything else to tie up with? Go ahead.
Nice alternative is do it based by the hour too. So if like your goal's 50 calls, but you talk for 2.5 hours, I mean, that's not That's not bad. It's 2.5 hours of solid conversation. So
Right. Well, and once you get into the swing of things, you guys will realize it's not that hard, right? Like,
Hey guys, I'm no Bible thumper, but I just want to put prayers out for everybody. You know, everybody's endeavors, everybody's goals, everybody's dreams. With God and effort, we can do everything we want to do. Like they say, God rewards those that help themselves. So let's help each other and help ourselves and move together. You know, and I love you guys, and I want all your dreams to come true. And blessings to all you guys.
I appreciate you so much, Jamal. I love your energy, man. Same to you as well, dude. We appreciate you. Appreciate you coming around and adding value as well. I'm excited for all the opportunities that we are growing with together. I know Jamar actually sent me, or at least commented on my post. I don't think he sent me the info yet on a few multifamily deals. Still got some looking for some of those deals as well. So hopefully we'll get.
And we got more coming, bro. We got more coming. We got a lot of coming from Wisconsin. I got a big assignment from William Bambezel on single family residential lots, pre and title. So we got a lot of stuff we're working on, man, and AI analysis as well. So we in the game. But I appreciate you guys and the community, man. I love y'all, man. I'll holler at you later, Gary.
See you,
And I'll
man.
get
Take
them
care.
25 calls in also.
Hey, love that. Appreciate the commitment, Jamal. Take care, dude. We'll talk soon. But guys, anybody else got anything you want to tie up, add as we finish here?
Maybe we should be posting like a leaderboard, number of calls or number of connections per day. Just start keeping track of our, who's really committed.
Yeah, for sure. On the CRM, it does track all of that details. So each team workspace will have some of those. And I'm actually working on currently kind of a gamified platform style, like a little bit more competitive, not necessarily competing against each other, but to challenge for the most that we can accomplish, right? So there's a lot of cool things that we're putting together. Luckily, I have finally found some really awesome partners. My man, Zach, is phenomenal on the integrator side, really helps my life get very balanced by having somebody that can help build the things and also bringing some other pieces in. Bernadette as well, certified TC, certified operator from top tier as well. Really going to bring some balance to what we're doing, adding some structure to the academy. Some other leaders around, we bring in Hans as well, another team leader. He's closed, I think, we're close to 100 deals. So he's going to be leading some evening hour stuff for those of
Mommy,
you.
what are you doing? Come here.
Oh,
Where are you getting these from, chick?
talking to the little one.
Oh, sorry.
You're good. He's going to be leading some evening sessions for us as well. Latrell, my man Latrell Ray as well, is going to be doing some stuff in the afternoon, evenings for us. He's Central Time. So just trying to really get locked in with people that have been closing deals so that you guys can have resources to get things done. But at the end of the day, man, you got to make the calls. And if you're not the calls, then make the emails, make the texts, do the outreaches, whatever you got to do, knock on doors. Doesn't matter what you got to do. You got to talk to people. You got to get movement, right? And one of the things that I'll use to tie up here, one of the other guys I spoke with last night, he came to me and asked, he said, I just feel like there's something holding me back. Like, I don't know what it is. There's just something in my way. I just feel like I need to. And I said, yo, take that, box it up and set it to the side, right? Because that thing we talk about all the time, it's not real. It's a fear that's an anxiety that is kind of manufactured because we're doing something scary. That fear that your brain, your physical animal brain populates is designed for a fucking tiger type to be chasing you, a lion, something's hunting you, right? You feel the fear of the scary thing, and now you have that instinct. Well, guess what? On the other side of that phone, it is not a tiger. You got nothing to be scared of, right? So like that thing that holds you back is fear. And it doesn't matter who you are or if you want to admit that or not, it's fear. It's fear of confrontation. It's fear of conflict. It's fear of rejection, right? But take the time, as I've said the past couple of days, take the time before you get into your calls to align with yourself and be at peace, be centered first. Use your energy conversion box. Take the negative energies, the thoughts, the fears, the worries, the stress about being broke, the stress about this, the worries about that. Put it in the box, close it, and go focus on helping people. You go make calls, you go make outreaches, you focus on helping people, helping agents find solutions, helping sellers deal with problems. Go focus on helping people and don't let everything else slow you down. And then it's not about fear, right? Now it's a positive energy behind you. It's about positive intention and helping others. And in turn, you'll get better results. right? So there's our 1 hour marker, guys. I got to get ready because I'm about to go meet up with my man Bane, and we're going to finalize this horse farm deal out here in Parrish, Florida. Pretty
Get it.
soon you're gonna catch me on it. I was telling him last night, pretty soon you're gonna catch me on a white horse out here with no shirt on, like the Old Spice man. Riding down this farm, I'm telling you.
I could so see that.
I'm playing, guys. You won't catch me with on no horse. No, I'm playing. Maybe it's been years since I've been on a horse, but I'm excited for this deal, guys. So I'm gonna go get ready for that. I'll chat with all of y'all soon. Monday we'll be back at 12 p.m. Eastern time. In the meantime, you need me, you know where to find me. Reach out on Facebook if you're in the community, or reach out to your team leaders on WhatsApp. Reach out to me, whatever you need. We're ready for you. The weekend is no excuse to not do deals, especially if you're not where you want to be at financially. Then the weekend is still time to grind. That doesn't mean you need to grind all weekend long, but there's still plenty of opportunity. Keep in mind, a lot of sellers work throughout the week and might be off during the weekend. So if you're still moving, let's keep it rocking throughout the weekend. I'll be active and available for you guys. So let me know if you need anything.